Good morning, everybody, and welcome to chapter 27 of Out of My Mind. So if you are watching at home on YouTube because you didn't get to join us today, if you could just quickly pause the video, get a piece of paper and something to write with, just like Angel is doing now and everyone else is already prepared with, so that you guys can send in your work later to me. I'm going to hop right over to our PowerPoint and we will get started. All right, read aloud with Miss Green. It is the 13th. Welcome back from a long weekend. The read aloud this week, Miss Starkey last week reminded us of our expectations, and I loved that. So I just wanted to rein us back in on what those were. We all have something to write with and write on. You guys have listening ears and patient voices. So listen to your friends as they are sharing their thoughts. You guys, as usual, can take notes to look back on since you don't have your actual books. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can pause the video at any time to re-listen to what I read or give yourself more time on the questions. Okay. If you are watching with me now, if you can make sure we're not writing on the screen, that would be awesome. Okay. So your pre-write this morning is I want you guys to imagine you got the newspaper from outside. You open up the newspaper and you see your face on the cover page. Okay? What moment in your life do you think was worth writing about? So what moment in your life, maybe your proudest moment you've ever had, what moment do you think would be front page of a newspaper worthy? Okay? I'm going to give everyone who's writing with me right now about 1 minute to think of one time that, or one thing or event in your life that was so important you think it could make the front page of a newspaper. Okay, so you're going to write that on your paper right now. Quick write. One moment in your life that you think was important enough or you're proud of it that you think it would end up on the front page of a newspaper. Think winning a big sports game, getting an A. I'm going to go straight to Caesar and have him share because he looks proud of his. Caesar, what did you write?
Helping homeless people.
So that is one moment that you're proud of that you think could end up on the newspaper. I love that. Did anyone else think of anyone? Michaela, what was your one moment you would write about? Or wait, let me unmute. Sorry. Michaela, what is your one proud moment?
My proud moment was helping another family that was in trouble.
I love it. So today we're going to see our characters get in the newspaper for a big moment in their lives. And I want you guys to really imagine what's going through her mind when she sees that she's in the newspaper. So right here, I'm going to put our faces away just so you can see this. Your thinking job or your focus question today. When we think of our character wheel, I want us focusing on that blue slice, the character perspective. I want you guys to consider, why does Melody feel bothered throughout this chapter? So you're going to see she looks like there's something wrong. And I want you guys to think about, shouldn't she be excited for being the center of attention for something positive? So this is your thinking job. Consider, why does Melody feel bothered throughout the chapter? Shouldn't she be excited to be the center of attention for something positive? All right, and we are going to get started. The next morning, Mom bounds into my room holding a newspaper. Good morning, my rock star, she greets me. Guess what? Rock star? She tripping. I turn to look at her. My face says, what? You're famous. Huh? She gets me out of bed, straps me into my chair, unplugs the Medi Talker from the charger, and hooks me up. Then she places the morning paper on top of it. There I sat, plastered on the front page of the newspaper, in color. Wow, I type. The article's all about the team winning the competition, but yours is the only picture they used. Interesting. Why me? Mom smiles quickly. Because you're unique and wonderful and lots more interesting than ordinary fifth graders, I guess. The whole article seems to be focused on you. Team kids won't like that, I type. I'm sure they'll be happy for you, sweetheart. No, they won't. Here, listen to this. Spalding Street Elementary's talented academic team of 5th and 6th graders won the local Whiz Kids competition last night by a score of 86 to 85. With stunning skill and knowledge, they answered all the questions far above their grade level to defeat 7 other teams. Makes us sound smart, I tap. And so you are, Mom replies. Math questions make me sweat. Mom says, oh, here's the part about you. Listen to this. One outstanding member of the Spalding team is Melody Brooks, an 11-year-old who has been diagnosed with cerebral palsy. In spite of physical challenges, Melody's quick and capable mental abilities were able to shine as she led her team to victory. They will hate me. I'm going to unmute everyone really quick. Why does she think everyone is going to hate her for this? Duray.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't raising my hand.
Oh, do you have any thoughts? Do you know why?
Maybe because that everybody's gonna hate her, probably because that she's on the front page and they want to be.
Caesar, do you want to build on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since they only used hers and not theirs, they're thinking that it's technically saying that she's smarter than them, and they might not like that.
Why do you guys think the people who wrote the newspaper article, the author, the photographer even, why did they choose just Melody to put on the front? Why didn't they put the whole team? Michaela?
It is important to see that people with diagnosis have the ability to see.
So for those of you who couldn't hear Michaela, she was talking about how it's important, or they felt like it was important for the world to see that someone with disabilities was able to participate in that way. I think that's really interesting. And I agree completely, Dre, Caesar, I think you guys are right. They thought she's the center of attention. She's special. Whereas already to our thinking job, Melody seems kind of bothered. She's like, my friends are not going to like this. They're not going to treat me the same. So I'm going to mute you all again, and I'm going to keep going. Oh, don't exaggerate, Melody. I think it's a lovely article, and your friends will be very proud. You don't get it, Mom. Mom ignores me and proceeds to get ready for school. 2 blue t-shirts, one to wear, one to pack, just in case. 2 pairs of pants. She never gives me jeans. I decide not to argue. I have a feeling it's not going to be a good day. What a great photo of you, Melody. I'm going to make sure I get extra copies of the paper. I have to make sure everybody at work sees this. Dad finished dressing Penny, so he brings her into my room. When Penny notices my picture in the paper, she drops Doodle and shouts, Dee Dee! And picks up the paper and kisses it. I bet I won't get many reactions like that at school today. It's being rude. Dad leans over and gives me a kiss on the cheek. I'm so proud I could pop. I love you, Melody. That makes me get all teary. Just once, I wish I could hug my sister or tell my dad I love him too. In real words, not through a machine. The reaction from the school today is exactly what I expected. Even Rose acts distant. Nice picture of you in the paper, Melody, she says. Thanks. It should have been all of us. I think so too, Rose replies. I can't do anything right. I don't want to be all that. I just want to be like everybody else. I want you guys to take like 30 seconds right now, no more than that. I want you guys to write, why does she feel how she feels right now? So I want you to write what you think she feels and why. What you think Melody feels right now and why does she feel that way? Take about 30 seconds. All right, once you're good, I'm going to keep going. Oh, hopefully I don't sneeze. When we get to Mr. Dimming's class, he strides in wearing another brand new suit. There must have been a 2-for-1 sale. He had a brand new smile, carrying the newspaper with him. I didn't sleep at all last night, he says. I'm so very proud of our team and our school. He pauses while the class cheers for the team. Do we get free pizza or something? Connor blurts out. Absolutely, Mr. Dimming replies. The principal declared next Friday's quiz team day, and the entire school gets pizza and soda. More cheers. Mr. Dimming continues. I want to give a special shout out to Melody, who's really helped us secure our victory. Let's give her a special round of applause. He begins clapping, and the class joins a bit, but it seems more polite than sincere. I guess I'm not as cool as free pizza. Who saw the 11 o'clock news last night? About half the kids raised their hand. I had fallen asleep. I was exhausted. I taped it and put it on my MySpace, he tells us. Now, MySpace is like Facebook or Instagram from a long time ago, for those of you who don't know. Okay, and he says, but we must get back to regular activities in class. But how do we get ready for Washington? Rose asks, obviously not wanting to do classwork. Teachers are so easily distracted. Mr. Dimming smiles and takes a deep breath. We have 2 weeks to get ready, Rose. I prepared a packet for my team champs. Take this home, bring it back tomorrow without fail. In it, you have information on how you can get your free flights and your hotel and schedules for the days that we are in DC. It has many details. Saturday? Connor asks, disbelief in his voice. Yes, we will meet every day after school and half a day on Saturday. I'm worried. A whole half day? If Catherine can't come, how am I going to go to the bathroom or even eat? I'll bring bagels for breakfast, fruit for snacks, and we'll order in burgers for lunch, Mr. Dimming says. Sounds sort of healthy, but I'll be there. You skip practice, Connor, and you get bounced on to the alternates. I'm in this to win. Why don't you take a couple days off, my man? Rodney says. I'd be glad to take your place. No way, man. I'll show, Connor said. Molly raised her hand. Mr. Dimming, do the alternates go to Washington? Absolutely. So should I buy a new dress just in case I get on the team? That's up to you, Molly. Mr. D, I think I know what Molly's getting at. Since there are 6 people on the DC team instead of 4, who will you choose? I will use a point system, he says. The students with the 6 highest scores from all of our rounds will make it to the final TV team. Sound fair? Claire looks satisfied. She and Molly high-five each other. Mr. Dimming gets back to regular classwork, the study of Spain and Portugal, and I do my best to call no attention to myself. No weird noises, no kicking or grunting, no answers of questions I know, nothing. I sit in the back of the room with Catherine and hope the morning will pass quickly. I spend the afternoon in room H5. I remember that's her other classroom, her contained classroom, where we watch Tom and Jerry cartoons for 3 hours. Can you believe it? After school, Catherine feeds me my pudding cup and some juice just before it's time to go to Mr. Dimming's room for our first practice. She frowns as I finish my last sip of juice. What's bugging you, Melody? She asks. Quickly look at what you wrote is bothering or bugging Melody. You wrote it on your paper a couple minutes ago. I want you to see if you're right and if you agree with what Melody's about to say. You should be on top of the world. You're acting like someone just popped you in the nose. They don't want me on the team, I type. That's ridiculous. You were the star last night. That's the problem. Without you, they would not have won. They're scared of me, I tried to explain. They think I look funny. You never let that bother you before, she says. It's hard to put my feelings into words that will come out right on my talker. I know the other kids are uncomfortable with me on the team. There's no other way to put it. My presence was cute at first, maybe okay for a local competition, but for the big game on national television, that's different. I'm going to make them stand out, and not in a good way. I start typing again. I make them look weird. You're the smartest person on the team, Catherine says, but I drool. So pack a box of tissues, but I make funny noises. And Connor farts sometimes. I have to smile at that. No more of this feeling sorry for yourself, young lady. Let's get down to Mr. D's room and kick some butt. Okay, let's go, I said. We roll down to the room and I hold my head high. Well, at least as high as I can when it's not wobbling around. Nobody says anything more about the newspaper article, and practice goes on as usual. I answer most of the questions correctly, and by the time Mom picks me up, I feel a little better. But I do notice Rose and Claire and Molly whispering as I leave. It could be about a new music video or a shopping trip to the mall, but it could be about me. Before we end today, like I said, that was a pretty quick one. I have a little thought I want to leave you guys on, and this will be the prompt that you guys send to me via email. Let me just quickly share it with y'all. All right. When we think about character perspective, we're thinking about, I want you to look at this picture on the right with the water. From above water, you see this small mountain of snow, but look at how much you see underneath. Character perspective is exactly that. There's something going on inside or under the water of Melody that she's not able to express like she's able to share on the outside. So when we think of character perspective, these are two questions I want you guys to answer and write down. How did her chat with Catherine help Melody change her perspective? So at the end of the chapter, you see she goes from this picture of this person standing in the rain. She was sad. She was bothered. You guys mentioned she was upset because she didn't want the attention. But Catherine talks to her and changes her perspective, and she ends the chapter proud with her head held high. So how did her chat help Melody change her perspective? And I want you guys to also write about a pep talk that you've received from a teacher, a family member, or a peer. So it's a classmate. How did that motivational talk change your perspective? So how did that talk with that family member, that teacher, that friend, how did that change your perspective or your view on what was going on? I'm going to leave this up here for about 5 more seconds for my people that are watching live with me. And then my email is at the bottom, and I cannot wait to see all of your responses today. Miss Starkey will be on live tomorrow to read the next chapter, and I'll actually be shooting out a little extra YouTube video tomorrow, just me reading that third one. It's only a couple pages. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, and check YouTube if you guys miss any of our videos. But thank you for joining, and everyone who's here live, we'll catch up as soon as I stop recording. So everyone say goodbye. All right, and I cannot wait to read everyone's responses.